For generations of local children, sitting on Santa's lap at a mall paled in comparison to a visit to a house filled with holiday magic. Michael Schlesinger shares the story of a beloved Christmas tradition now in its 7th decade of offering an enchanting experience to people of all ages.
One step inside the Kooky Cooky House is a giant leap back in time for so many of us. It's an automated life-size gingerbread home dating back to the early 1960s. The original one was at the former Capitol Court Shopping Center on Milwaukee's north side, designed by one of the mall's managers. 63-year-old Julie Woodall remembers so many details.
Mom would take us to the mall and we would get in line with all the other kids, and you would go through the Kooky Cooky House and the robots and everything. I mean, that stuff was magical.
Magical and memorable for so many kids.
Behind us was a wall of all the toys that the different stores at the mall had for sale, things they wanted us to buy. And so you'd be like waiting, looking at a cookie, and then all of a sudden you'd be like, Raggedy Ann, I want Raggedy Ann.
When plans were made to demolish Capitol Court, the Kooky House's future looked bleak. But Julie tells me she had connections and was able to get her hands on some of the original content, like a giant candy cane, sign, and robotic man. For her, these all became
fabulous Christmas decorations.
Over the years, there was enough community interest and leftover parts to keep this Christmas dream alive. A version of its former self turned up at Discovery World, Milwaukee County Zoo, the Domes, and Bayshore Mall. A decade ago, there was a major effort to rebuild and restore it.
This is very authentic to the original, down to the details, the colors, and then even the little display windows with vintage toys.
John Faust has been following this special story throughout the years and helped design the display's own webpage. He knows a lot of the history.
There are so many people, there must be 100,000 kids who went through the house year after year. Believe it or not, my website even found someone who still had their cookie. They turned it into an ornament and put it on their tree.
For him personally,
I see the mechanics of it. I was fascinated by that when I was a kid. My family had people who worked at A.O. Smith and who built things at Badger Meter. And I look at Boss Robot in the entrance at the Kooky Cooky House, and I see Alan Bradley and electronic controls of machines.
But John says he sees it also for future generations.
But it's also about maker spaces and people who build things today. If you've got kids who are into making things in Minecraft or Legos, take them through the Kooky Cooky House, because they'll see an older version of what kept people entertained back then.
As fate would have it, just last holiday season, this piece of Milwaukee history ended up at Shady Lane Greenhouses in Menomonee Falls. The plan is to keep the replica here permanently during the holidays. Retail manager Heidi Hornung couldn't be happier.
It's kind of exciting, and it makes us all smile when people call about it, because they call and ask us if we have it, and I say yes, and they're so excited, and the conversation never ends there.
It's those lived experiences not to be forgotten, a true gift, especially this time of the year.
One lady was in tears because she remembered her grandparents bringing her there, and another lady came. I think there were 3 or 4 generations in their group, and one in the stroller all the way to great grandma. So it was a lot of fun.
It's for young and old, age 9 to 90. Everybody's in love with it. It's magic. It's Christmas. It's magic.